America is now bankrupt.
We're at the end of an empire right now. It is the end. It's the end of this. And all empires always come to an end. The Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, Chinese were the earliest. Chinese were the first guys to use paper. It's explosive, with Palestine and Gaza, all the stuff that's going on. And the trouble when this comes to an end, war follows. That's what I'm afraid of.
Well, there's a guy, Jordan Peterson, he's a Canadian, and he talks about, he says, you think tough men are dangerous, and Trump was a tough man. But he says, watch what weak men will do. And this guy Biden is the worst I have ever seen. Man is senile. And today what's happening is Russia and China are now ganging up on the U.S. It's really a dangerous world right now. It's getting worse. I was a bit optimistic. But now we have the weakest, most corrupt government. You know, what happened to Hunter Biden's laptop? If the FBI loses his laptop, there's something really sick inside this country. And so that's kind of what I gauge all my macroeconomics on is, where is Hunter Biden's laptop? I mean, how can the FBI lose it? We have no financial education in our schools. That's what I'm concerned about. My biggest concern with Russia and China are ganging up on us. As we all know, America produces nothing anymore. We produce bubbles, we just blow air bubbles. So we now have this bubble in real estate and stocks and bonds. And when Biden took the Keystone pipeline, XL pipeline off, just wiped us out here. Inflation goes up and the average American doesn't have $1,000. 40% of Americans don't have $1,000. And so when inflation goes up, we're going to wipe out 50% of the US population. And that is when revolution starts. If and when, and it will come down, the stock market crashes, the 401k, the old guys like me are toast. We don't have a retirement. Our pensions are bust. So what we have with three things is our treasury is out of control. We've lost it. Our entitlements out of control. And now we're at war in the Defense Department. So our debt to GDP is out. So every time, I wish I could have some good news. So that's why I did the tuna can to a silver eagle comparison. We're in trouble. Always remember, America has stopped producing products. We produce bubbles. Now, the good thing about a bubble is when they burst, everything goes on sale. And so in 2008, I waited till about 2010. I borrowed $300 million because debt is money, as you know, after 71. And I began buying real estate at bargain prices. So just recently, the repo market inverted again, which means we're going down. It means recession's ahead. But my concern is now revolution, because when people can't afford to eat tuna, we're going to have rioting. So it's a whole different type of bubble burst. When Biden took us off the pipeline, oil prices went up. Oil produces fertilizer. And when fertilizer is no longer cheap, people can't produce food. And the average American has nothing. 40% of Americans have nothing. Inflation is going to make them very upset. A stock market crash will bring down the baby boomers. So we're in serious, serious trouble here. So I'm just being ridiculous in my And when you understand communism, what Marx said, they had to have the poor get poor and the middle class come down. And that was the recipe for revolution. And I see Biden doing it. When he took the Keystone XL pipeline and took us off of it, and oil prices went up. Now, the thing is, I got richer because I produce oil. I don't invest in Shell or Exxon and all that. I invest in oil wells. So when oil went from $30 a barrel to $130 a barrel, I got richer, but I also got more concerned for my fellow human beings. They can't afford to live at $130 a barrel oil. And so that's why in my tweets, I just get ridiculous about it. I simply don't trust my government, especially this character Biden, and I don't trust the Fed, I don't trust the banks, and I don't trust Wall Street. So it's pretty simple philosophy. In other words, what I say, if you can print it, I don't want it. So if you can print the dollar, I don't want it. You can print a stock, I don't want it. I want something I can see, touch, and feel what's real, find out what's real. So as you know, I've been a gold bug since about 1971 when Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. And I am becoming more fanatical, not less. I literally have tons of gold and silver, tons.
because I own gold mines. I graduated from school in New York in 1969, and I had a high-paying job. I'm an oil guy, so I sailed for Standard Oil under oil tankers. So my background is oil. But I still joined the U.S. Marine Corps in 1969 to go fight in Vietnam. And Marines don't fight for Democrats or Republicans, liberals or conservatives. Marines fight for our freedoms. And so when I saw our freedoms being taken away, especially after the 2020 election, Donald Trump's a personal friend of mine, I've written 2 books together. But when they took our freedoms away, that's when I went back to war. And that's why I'm willing to take the fire from the liberal academic left. I'm just concerned about our country and the world, especially this guy Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum. And what the hell are they doing? Why aren't we fighting back? So that's why I said I had more to lose than to gain by writing the book. In 1965, I go to school, military school in New York. I had nominations to Naval Academy, West Point, and Kings Point. I took Kings Point. But my economics teacher, rather than have us read Keynes, Malthus, Ricardo, and Adam Smith, and my poor dad was a Marxist. The abolition of private property, a heavier progressive income tax is essential for the proper development of communism. And Biden just appointed 87,000 new IRS agents to go after small business owners. So we're becoming a fascist totalitarian state. And most people think, well, paying taxes is, you're supposed to do it. If you look at history, the facts are America was founded as a tax revolt. 1773, I believe, Boston Tea Party. It was a tax revolt. We're not a slave nation, And that's why I fight now. And that's why I said I better say something. So 1930, the Berlin school sent teachers to Columbia University to teach the Columbia University teachers program. And that's when communism entered America as socialism. I was in school in New York in the 60s, and that's when the first rioting broke out at Columbia University, which spread across the country. And then the second phase happened, in my opinion, in 2020, when social media shut down the President of the United States. And that's the loss of our freedom of speech there. And COVID, which was Klaus Schwab, how can they censor doctors? How can you get fired for speaking out against COVID? I just don't understand our loss of freedoms, and we say nothing about it. My point of view is communism entered America via our school system. The BRICS nations are Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. And he talks about how the Belt and Road Project now is going to affect 90% of the world's population, and they'll all be on the CBDC yuan. They'll be going into Chinese crypto, not American. So the US dollar, according to this guy Andy Schectman, is toast. And that's why it's Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. They're going to take over the world with their own gold standard. Questions: what does school teach you about money? Nothing. Put yourself on the gold standard. Don't wait for the federal government to go back on the gold standard. Start buying some gold and silver coins and keep it in a safe and don't tell anybody you have it.